but let's go and see how the internet did react to the game, and let's have some fun, people. Billy T says, Son missing the most Son chance ever to end Arsenal's title hopes is the best thing imaginable. I will never forget this moment. It was literally the most Son chance ever, though, wasn't it?
It was just surreal how it played out. Literally, Son had the chance to give Arsenal the title. The title was right there, that one-on-one opportunity, and it was very uncharacteristic of Son how he took it, which is a bit of a lack of confidence. Didn't kind of catch the shot as well. But you just expect Son to bury that. And if you're an Arsenal fan, you're thinking, oh my God, I'm about to watch Arsenal, get in the ascendancy here in the title. And to have him miss was quite something. It was a very weird feeling in the stadium watching him go through one-on-one, and kind of part of me just not wanting him to score. But a very surreal moment. Just one of those classic Premier League moments, I feel.
Kayla says, one big family. And look at these pictures from after the game of the Spurs and the Man City players. I mean, what was going on there?
Not sure. Maybe Spurs got the memo. Maybe they were happy. I don't know. You see it after the games, a lot of players.
This was a bit over the top, though.
Maybe, I don't know. They've taken a few snapshots. I don't know what the...
I saw the videos of these snapshots, and they did look all very pally-pally after the game.
Yeah, I guess you would have thought from a player's point of view that they've lost that ability to win Champions League. They would be a bit more upset about it, I guess.
Yeah. Anyway, Jake says, personally, if I said I don't care about top four, mate, every week, and then the fan base stopped caring about top four for one match to ensure our rivals don't win the league, I wouldn't be terribly shocked.
Yeah, and I think Anne shouldn't be terribly shocked about the whole situation. I just feel like he's just taken it a bit too... I don't know. He's just taken it a bit... I wouldn't say too much to heart, but I don't know. I feel like it's almost like he's offended, but the fans would want Spurs to lose, I feel. He's like offended on behalf of the club that we're in that situation. But yes, I understand sometimes this situation where fans and the club aren't completely aligned, and this is one of those.
Yeah. Oliver Holt says, the Spurs fans who cheered City on tonight got it spectacularly wrong. If Spurs had won, they would not have been mocked as they feared. They would have been held up as an example of the very best of sport. And I'm sorry, but if you have that opinion, you are well out of touch. Well out of touch. If you think Spurs are not getting mocked for literally handing Arsenal the title, losing 4 out of your last 5 games, and then beating Man City at home to hand Arsenal a title, that is getting mocked. I'm sorry. That is getting mocked.
I mean, I'm sure he's probably right in terms of, I don't think he'll be mocked by a lot of the other fans, but from Arsenal fans it definitely will be, and that's the main thing. And I think it will be just something to be ridiculed, where we can't seem to buy a result, and then all of a sudden we turn up against Man City where all is lost and we can hand Arsenal the title and we can give it to them. That would be definitely something to mock. So I think he's completely wrong. I'm sure there will be a lot of people, pundits and fans, saying, credit to Spurs for not letting that affect them and getting a really great win for their team. But I think the majority would be mockery.
Yep. AC, nice one. Sonny says, considering the fact that there isn't a single pic of these two together on the internet, this video comes as a shock. And he's talking about the embrace of Pep Guardiola and Heung-min Son after the game yesterday.
Is Pep tapping him up? I hope not. But is there not a single picture of them two together? I didn't. Has that ever happened? Because Son has hurt him so many times, so you would have thought there'd be something, but that's quite interesting.
I do think you've seen stuff like that with like Sonny and Klopp as well, and he's notoriously scored against Liverpool too. So.
Yeah, true.
LFC Fraud God says, Spurs fans singing, "Are you watching Arsenal?" This has got to be the most hilarious banter ever this week. Credit to them.
There you go.
That's someone that understands.
Someone gets it. Someone understands it.
This is one. It's in Korean. It says, Haaland asked Son to exchange uniforms. So, yeah, Haaland wanted Son's jersey after the game.
And Haaland was like, you did it on purpose, didn't you? This was on purpose, don't lie. You can tell me.
T.Y. Jenner says, Bissouma got the memo.
Do you reckon that was on... Do you reckon?
I don't know what's going on here.
He's wearing a light blue.
Oh.
He's wearing light blue. Surely that's not an accident, is it? That must be the most coincidental accident of all time. But surely he didn't purposely curl up in light blue as a representative of Tottenham.
How many Spurs fans did you see in
light blue
Spurs
funny.
Shirts yesterday?
Yeah,
and the half and half scarf guy must have made a killing yesterday.
I love it. But I was watching a TikTok and there was this Arsenal fan, and he's like, he's reacting to one of a Spurs fan who was wearing a 125th anniversary shirt.
Yeah, I saw that.
And he was like, I can't believe he's got this custom made. I was like, mate, it's a real shirt.
I saw that.
Calm down. He does no idea.
But then afterwards, when people started to tell him it's a real shirt, he says, yeah, but the point still stands. I was like, what are you chatting about?
So, what's more unlikely here with Basuma? He did it on purpose, or just a complete coincidence?
I
don't know. I don't know which is more likely.
Yeah, I don't know. I personally think it's a coincidence.
It must be.
But I rate him if it's not.
What do you think, chat? I want to know. Anyway.
It's got to be a coincidence, surely.
Surely.
James Harris says, I am deadly serious when I say that miss has secured Heung-min Son's legacy forever. He scored that exact chance about 100 times. Build the statue. And this is what I was saying after the game. I didn't say statue, but I said mural. I think everyone's saying it, to be honest now. It's like that missed chance has literally secured him legendary status forever.
If it wasn't there before, 100%.
Jamie Carragher responding to Ange's comments in the press conference yesterday, and he says, this is to do with the reaction of supporters tonight in the stadium and being asked about the team's commitment beforehand. Ange and the players did their job and should have got the draw, but what did he expect from the fans? Arsenal fans would have been the exact same in that scenario. Exactly,
and I think he's absolutely spot on, Carragher. And Carragher said before the game, I'm not surprised that Spurs fans don't want to win this game. And, if I think a lot of fans in that position, he said, growing up with understanding the rivalry between Everton and Liverpool is very similar, and he probably wouldn't want the same. So I think Ange should have been more understanding of that and not gone over the top. I understand he might be frustrated, but to publicly go at the fans like that is just unnecessary. And I think it just creates negativity and creates headlines for people to cling on to and talk about. And I don't know if it was the wisest move for him to do that.
Flav says he's chimed in on the situation. He says, obviously glad that Arsenal are in a worse position going into the final day, but that was no way to watch your team play. I never want to experience that again. And I think we can all agree on that.
Yeah, 100%. As much as before the game, we wanted whatever result. I really hated what I know. There was a bit of enjoyment and to sticking on to Arsenal, but I didn't enjoy watching that game in that manner. It was a hard watch, and it was a weird feeling. I felt like a pit in my stomach throughout the game. So hopefully that never happens again.
Yeah, I know. I was just so confused throughout the game. Like, half of me was like willing Spurs to score, then the other half of me was like, no, we can't give Arsenal the title. City got to win this. Before the game, I was like completely full in. City have got to win this. City have got to win this. But then when you're there, it's just like you just get confused, don't you? You just don't know which way to go. But I think we all got what we wanted in the end. Arsenal not going to win the league. We got a really good performance from the team. Mm-hmm. Next up, No Context Tottenham have given us this bit of gold from AFTV yesterday. Let's whack the volume up on this and let's give this a watch. This Turkish Robbie and Lee Judge is absolutely fuming when Son goes through on goal.
They're accusing him of doing it on purpose. Absolutely love it. Oh, drink it in, people.
Inject that into my veins.
Oh, poor guys. Poor guys. They thought they had the title right there. You could see it in their eyes.
That's it. You give them a little bit of hope and you snatch it all away. Andrew Gaffney says, bit of childish reaction from Ange for me. I'm sure, like the Conte rant, some will say he's giving home truths, but we've had to smile through some diabolical performances during this rebuild, not to mention his brushing off of set-piece woes and lack of improvement with them.
Look, I don't think I'm not sitting here complaining that we've played badly at times this season. I understand that, but I just think in this crucial run-in that we've had, we've all been desperate for us to win games against the likes of Liverpool and Arsenal. We've all been so bad, and Chelsea. We've all been so behind the team, so behind getting results, and we've been shocking. We've been terrible. Not even look like getting results. We've been so lackluster. and then we've put ourselves in a situation where we've got nothing to play for, and we could hand Arsenal the title. So don't blame us for you putting us in this situation. Now I'll say, okay, well, don't give Arsenal the title then. And all around you're turning around saying, well, you should want us to win. Well, I've wanted you to win the past 6 games, and you've shown absolutely nothing.
I've literally wanted you to win every single game since the last game of 1999 season.
Exactly, and you've shown us absolutely nothing. So, yeah, that's what it is at the moment.
Simon Iamene says, by the way, Son is right behind Mohamed Salah here in 7th, and I can't imagine him not having a better season next year. Do you think Son's on for a better season next year?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised, because I think, you know, once we have more players around him who fit the system and will create more chances, I wouldn't be surprised if he has an even better year for sure.
Yeah, I think so. In a more settled structure with a bit better attacking players around him.
I'm just hoping, I'm really, really hoping we manage him in the Europa League, but don't start him every bloody week in the Europa League.
I don't think we will.
Because if we do, I can see him getting burnt out, and that's not what I want to happen. I'm worried that we will, to be honest. I am worried, unless we sign players that can replace him.
When you're talking about players that are coming in the forward line, do you reckon yesterday with Mikey Moore is a sign of something to come, or do you think it was just trying to give him his debut, like maybe what Jose did with Dane Scarlett?
I mean, he didn't do it against Man City, Jose, did he? But
we were 2-0 down, though. And
Alistair Gold has just said that he believes that Mikey Moore will be going to Australia with the team and to Japan and Korea. So I guess we'll take a closer look at him and see. I don't know. I mean, I can't sit here and say we're going to be having a 16-year-old be giving regular game time.
But maybe Europa League.
We'll have to wait, and I guess we'll have to see how he performs in the pre-season.
Yeah. Danny says, Ange is getting a little bit techie tonight. Anyway, no drama, mate. City win the league. All good in the hood, mates. We're in the Europa League. See you at Sheffield. And this is obviously the clip where Ange was... having one at that fan that was going on at him behind him.
What did he actually say?
I don't know, I couldn't hear it.
I'm trying to gather what he says. He says, what did you say, mate, just so I know who you are? I do wonder what he was responding to. Does anyone in the chat know exactly what he said? But it was that wasn't nice to see, I have to say.
Yeah, 100%.
Watching that video, that didn't get me a bit worried, like, oh my God, are things between the crowd and Ange turning? I do hope it was just a one-off incident and a flashpoint where tensions were high. I don't know what the score was at the time, but watch him boiling over like that, and watch him like that, and then watching him like he was against Chelsea, he does seem to be losing his cool a bit recently. Yeah,
it's true. And there's a narrative saying once you see managers start to do this kind of thing, it usually spells the beginning of the end. Do you feel that way? That we're at that point?
No, I mean, I don't think we're at that point yet. I think things are still going okay. I mean, obviously, recently, you could definitely point to that narrative because the results have been bad, and Ange seems to have lost a frustrated figure. But I wouldn't go as far as to say we're at that point yet.
Yeah. Tom Garrett says these Arsenal timeline tiers are bigger than I ever expected. You're aware it was in your own hands most of the season, right? Nobody other than you to lose the games at home to Villa and West Ham.
Well, there you go. Arsenal only have themselves to blame. Can't blame Sonny.
Did Arsenal bottle it again?
Of course.
They won like 18 of their last 19 games. The European lad saying Pep Guardiola after Son was about to score, which would have crushed Man City's title dreams. He actually fell to the floor, didn't he?
Unbelievable reaction. Fantastic, but didn't quite. Thank God for him that Son missed. But it was reminiscent of when Sterling had that goal ruled out and he dropped to the floor. Quite different. He does like dropping to the floor against Spurs.
Yeah, he does, yeah. Nathan Clark posted this picture on Twitter last night. Do you know what that's a picture of?
So it's so basically back in, I don't know, 2007 or something, Lazio were playing
Inter Milan.
And
to stop Roma winning the league.
Yeah, and basically they lost, and they put up a sign saying, oh no, essentially, because they also wanted to lose, similar situation.
Yeah.
And so he's basically done a reference to that with Spurs losing yesterday, which was quite funny.
Yeah, exactly. So we're not the only ones.
No, it's not unprecedented.
Zeus says, never forget Mugs. AFTV tweeted out last night, great team, come on you Spurs. Theo Walcott, let's go Spurs. Eduardo, I don't know who this guy is, but he says, "Let's go Tottenham." And
Love
Kai
it.
Havertz as well, obviously famous for that post-match interview when he says he's going to be the biggest Spurs fan. You reckon all the Arsenal players all got together and watched the game last night together?
100% they did. No, I reckon they were ready to like post celebrations and stuff if Tottenham got results. So
Do you reckon they had the
100%.
cameras when Son was going through on goal?
100%.
Release the footage, Arsenal.
100%
Release
they
the
had.
footage.
But now they know what it feels like to have Tottenham let you down. Now they know. Now they know.
To be fair, they've had it. They've tasted it a couple of times.
Have they?
Back in '99 and the early 2000s. Berbatov Cocktail says, throwing the match while playing City off the park is an impossible needle to thread, and some of you still don't believe Ange is that guy.
He did it exactly. He did exactly what he needed to. Very specific set of circumstances. Play well to show promise, but don't win.
Yeah.
That's exactly what he did.
Another one of the AFTV meltdown yesterday. Let's move on and let's look at this Curtis Shaw meltdown yesterday. This was even better.
They're not even
Curtis
pressing.
Shaw after the game.
Absolutely phenomenal.
They can't get near the ball.
His head, the Curtis Shaw head
Made
loss
about
when
3 or
Tottenham.
4 Here we
involved
go.
is,
Here we go. Son's one-on-one.
Unrivaled.
Son's
I
one-on-one.
really love it.
Rip it all off.
You fraudulent clown. You missed on purpose. You're a cheat.
He couldn't hack it.
can't do it.
He could not hack it.
Just
Surprised he
cost
didn't rip
us
his
the
shirt.
league
He said Son's cost Arsenal the
He's
league in
just
4K.
cost us the league title in 4K.
Absolutely love it.
He missed on purpose. He's missed on
This was a
purpose.
brilliant mock-up yesterday. Tottenham tears of Odegaard taking a picture of Son going one-on-one.
Absolutely love it.
AJ Tracy tweeted this out yesterday.
See, AJ's all of us, I think. AJ gets it. AJ gets it. Come on, proper
Yeah.
Spurs.
This next one that we can't show anything. This is Fuad saying, "Stop by my biggest hater's funeral just to make sure their hopes are dead."
Big up Fuad, 100%. Is he with the City fans? No, he's just next to them.
Yeah.
No, it looks like he's sitting with them. He does got the light blue on, though. He does have the light
Everyone had light blue on yesterday. Tottenham tears, Tottenham 0, Man City 2, and Ange Postecoglou.
blue. I love it.
If only Ange was actually like that yesterday.
Imagine he was like, just it was a big shirt. He goes into the dressing room like, come on. Imagine.
Chris Miller says, "I don't think that this could have gone any better, really. We've seen a genuinely impressive tactical approach, some fantastic individual performances, Moron for his debut, might even get the win on XG, but ultimately have lost. The stuff of dreams."
Exactly. And this is... Chris Windy is a very level-headed Tottenham fan. He ain't like one of these fans who's like, goes over the top with things. And even he knows that we wanted to lose yesterday. And I think he's absolutely spot on with that tweet.
Yeah. Hotspur related, hang it in the Louvre.
100%. I'm going to get this picture framed, I think. I'm going to hang up in the studio.
Oh, God. James Ollie says, Postecoglou on what he's building at Tottenham. The last 48 hours have revealed the foundations are pretty fragile.
Yeah, we've gone through that. And I guess our video of this was in the ground.
You scroll down a bit.
And this is actually what the reaction was after City scored. So you can see it here. This was like a few seconds, a bit of silence. It's a little bit awkward, and you hear like one fan break into it, and all of a sudden, everyone joins in.
Yeah.
And you can see like, all right, you can enjoy this moment a bit. You can see Davina there. I think there's a little white rose there. Absolutely love it. And all of a sudden, there you go. You can enjoy the moment a bit of sticking it to Arsenal. Why not? Why not?
Craig Pankhurst says, whoever has done this should never be allowed a season ticket again. And this was actually in response to a tweet that came out before the game, because apparently there were quite a few Gooners in the...
I think you could see in the stand, there was always this commotion in the stand, wasn't there?
In that there was, apparently, Brains was telling me, down where he was, an Arsenal fan tried to start Stand Up If You Hate Tottenham.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
and he got chucked out straight away.
well, obviously.
Yeah, I was like, what, why, how
There
much-
was actually, I don't know if you saw, there was a video of a Tottenham fan celebrating City's goal and getting chucked out.
Yes, I've seen. I didn't see the video of it, but I've heard a few different scenarios where Spurs fans actively tried to sing Man City songs and celebrate the goal like it was one of our goals, and Spurs fans just putting it on them basically.
Well, all I saw was there was a Spurs fan who was celebrating a City goal, and then there was another Spurs fan who confronted him about it, saying, if you're going to do that, get out, all that kind of stuff. And the stewards actually chucked him out. The Spurs fan celebrating. So there was a bit of tension, I guess, it was fair to say. But yeah, apparently there was a few Arsenal fans. I mean, I know in the South Stand, there was quite a few moments where there was commotion between the stewards, and it seemed as though they were chucking people out. I'm guessing it's because they were Arsenal fans. That's what people were saying. I didn't actually see it for myself. All I saw was there was definitely commotion with stewards in the somewhere moments in the South Stand. Everyone was standing up looking at what was going on. So I think there were a few Arsenal fans there.
Yeah, spent all that money. A cost price ticket yesterday was over 80 quid.
Exactly.
So spending all that money just to see your team lose or your team title hopes diminish in front of your eyes. Love it.